Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we will be going back and breaking down Brad's interview and going through all the moments which left us thinking, are we getting told the truth? And what is being hidden from us? Let's get into it. So I have stopped it there because this is one of the most important points of the interview which made people very suspicious of Brad. You can notice that Brad said he does that. Well, he did that anyways. This only creates confusion because at first he looked like he didn't say something right, which is why he tried to correct himself by saying he did that. But that only made it worse because obviously at this point Jay hadn't been found yet, and him saying he did that makes us think, does he know what happened to Jay? Which is why he talked about him in the past tense. Now he could just be nervous from doing an interview for the first time. But this is sounding like he had an idea of what really happened and kind of knew that he wouldn't be found alive. He mentions here that someone else was ringing him. Well, that could have only been Lucy, right? Because they were allegedly the only two people to last speak to him. Why didn't he say that's when Lucy was ringing him, unless he didn't want to mention her name for some reason? Also, if this is true and it was Lucy, then surely that definitely proves that Lucy lied about Jay ringing her because it was the other way around. Why did he have to pick up this phone call from Lucy, and why couldn't he have just stayed on call with Brad? Lucy surely would have messaged Jay before ringing him to ask where he was unless she knew it was an emergency. Notice that in Lucy's interview she says, I woke up to a call from Jay. Well, if she had woken up to a call from Jay, then she wouldn't have been able to message him beforehand because she was apparently asleep. If she did call him, then she obviously lied, and because Brad has said someone else was calling him, and also the fact that the screenshot says outgoing call, this does suggest that she could have rang Jay. If this is the case, then she couldn't have woken up to a call from Jay either, as she can't call someone in her sleep, so she must have been awake already and at least known something. And, if we fit Lucy's story into this, then surely someone else would have spoke to Jay on call and haven't said anything about it. But who could that even be? Let's just say there was something going on and she knew. Why would she interrupt the call with Brad to speak to Jay herself? This just clearly shows that there were lies in this story, so why haven't they been revealed? The next point I want to make is the fact that Brad said that he could see that Jay went off the road. Well, why did he see that and not ask him about it? I think Jay would have told Brad that he went off the road, or surely Brad would have asked him if he did. And if they did speak about him going off the path, then he didn't mention it in this interview. The interviewer asked Brad if he was concerned or not, and first Brad stuttered, which is understandable, but then he says he didn't seem concerned on the phone until we knew how far away he was. First of all, who's we? Is that Lucy who he was on about when he says we? Or could it have been Brandon? And if it was Lucy, then why did Lucy call him if she was with Brad anyway? Brad could have just passed the phone to Lucy if she wanted to speak to Jay. Also, if he says he wasn't concerned until they found out how far away he was, then why would Jay end the call to speak to someone else? Especially knowing that he allegedly didn't have much charge in his phone. That means that something was going on, and it was more important to speak to whoever was calling him instead of Brad. And if Brad was with Lucy, then this is just all lies. The only way it could be correct is if Brad was with Brandon. If you really look deep into this interview, you can notice all the problems that are actually wrong with this. The fact that Brad says, I just come out of a festival myself. Well, apparently Brad left early. That's the whole reason Jay allegedly went to the Airbnb in the first place. Because he had nowhere else to go. Instead of sensing the fact that Jay was in trouble with hardly any battery in his phone, he still went on to say, get a taxi, instead of thinking, no, I'll just go and get him myself. In the last bit of the interview, Brad says, I hope someone brings him home. Who could this someone be? I get he could just be talking about the search team that was trying to find him, but after saying this, he says, he's found somewhere. which I guess is him suggesting that he is found by the people searching for him. Could what he said about someone bringing him home have more of a deeper meaning? Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe, and we will update you as we find out more.